Hello, Aries. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let's get into it. Let's see what your cards have to say, Aries. Let's go. Let's go. This reading is for the 6th of August through the 6th of September. We are preparing for this Lion Gate opening on the 8th, 8/8. So I think I mentioned in everybody's previous reading before we reach the month of August that the month of August is going to be real interesting for everybody. Because that number 8 is the money exchange number, right? And we're not just talking about paper and coins money. We're talking about using your gifts and talents and knowing what your life purpose is and using those gifts and talents to better mankind. That's going to create an infinite amount of resources, right? But it's also going to expose the energies around you or who have access to your universe, like family members, friends, exes, all of that, who you see now when you know that your purpose, that they didn't know their purpose, right? They didn't know why they were here on earth and how they can use their gifts, talents to better mankind. But it's also going to expose the energies who do know their purpose. And that's what you're trying to align yourself with. And that's what's going to create wealth for somebody. All right. First card out of the deck is the La Bruja. Then we also have the Death card. There's a Scorpio that's using some kind of witchcraft on somebody. So that's right out the gate. Scorpio is using some kind of witchcraft on somebody. They are wishing this on you. So I don't know what else needs to happen. You know, I think I've mentioned this a couple of times in somebody's videos, that there's energies, you know, that could be related to you, or you dated them, or they can be friends or something, but somebody is wishing harm on somebody. Here we have the King of Wands. We also have the Six of Cups. We also have the Eight of Pentacles. We also have the Seven of Wands, right? It's also important to keep in mind too, is that I don't want people to be paranoid about all Scorpios, right? Just the ones that you've seen them at the darkest frequency, that lowest frequency as it relates to you, right? Just like that would be like putting all Aries in the same bucket. All Aries are whatever, low vibrational, which we know is not true. You're not a low vibrational Aries, right? So, but there are situations that can cause that you can feel like your water is low, and it can come across as you being low on emotions, like low on patience, low on whatever, right? So source is saying that somebody has gotten to a point where they are fixated on just not wanting to see you around anymore. They want your business to go under. So when we talk about this, it's not just a physical death. They want somebody to go into a zombified state. They could physically want this, but they want you to go into a zombified state. So source is saying to you, the source has been sending you every message under the sun. This is 8 right here, 8 of Pentacles, because they see money all over you. They see the energy of money all over you. And speaking of the number 8, since it's the 8th month and we're coming up to this last quarter moon phase, which is on 8/8, right? Source is going to send you messages, strong messages. Already been sending you messages, but strong messages on like this energy is trying to ruin somebody. If you bought a house before they did, they want you to lose your house. They want you to lose, you know, a healthy relationship with your kids. If you have kids, they want you to lose, just lose in life. They want you to be so spiritually, visually out of focus about how you see your own life. They don't want you with your gifts, products, and services to help move mankind moving forward. So this is some deep resentment, right? Somebody would like to end something, like end just every good thing that's trying to come across your path. So they're cooking up something. They at home, they reading all kinds of spells, doing all kinds of stuff. So, and here you are, the king of ideas, right? All these great ideas coming through. So you will be able to justify your decision. You'll be able to defend your decision to move on from them and recognize the bridge has been burned out, exhausted, stressed out, whatever, without coming across as defensive at all. And if you're interacting with a high vibrating Scorpio, obviously we're not talking about them. Obviously we have a great relationship with a Scorpio, and you know, everybody has purpose, and that Scorpio is operating in their purpose. We are not talking about them. That could be a win-win for everybody. Both of you all are ruled by Mars, and if their energy is put towards their purpose and their life purpose, then you're also winning with them. Both of y'all are getting money. But if you're dealing with somebody who is jealous, and source has shown you that you dated them, you were married to them as a sister or brother or, you know, sibling or family member or whatever, old friend or some that's what they're doing. And they're not going to stop until everything around you is ruined. So they're slick. They're sneaky and slick. And when I talk, again, we're only talking about low vibrating. We're not talking about high vibrating. High vibrating one, emotionally, they are the emotionally smartest sign in the zodiac. But if you're dealing with somebody who is just they don't know how to flush out their water to see their own life purpose, they'll come in and ruin you. They will come in because they are just that emotionally connected. It would be like, so your symbol is a ram, and your symbol is a your element is fire and their element is water. Imagine them being able to go so deep in their emotions. It's like deep as the bottom of the ocean floor. Do you think any fire can survive that? That's what somebody is trying to do. So one day the emotion will come across as I love you and we need to reconnect and we need to do that, and they go right in and strike. So so just want somebody to know where this is. There it is right there. They see here we have the nine of Pentacles. They see in your transformation you're coming out financially independent. This is what they're trying to stop, and God is sending you all kinds of messages. Here we have the Four of Cups. So get near some water. Get near some water. Get in their element. Get near some water. Take a spiritual shower, a spiritual bath. Listen to your chakra cleansing music. Drink water. Do your juice fast. Because if you feel emotionally dehydrated, what do people reach for when they're dehydrated? A lot of people don't even know to reach for fresh water. They go reach for food, or they'll reach for something else, gossip or anything that doesn't really soothe your spirit. That vibration of sound feels like good water. But sit down and drink some water. Talk to Source. Source, give me an exodus strategy out of this. Because their arms are too short to box with God. They'll stop calling you. They'll cut you off. They'll tell everybody, I can't stand Aries. I'm cutting them off. I'm done. Whew, answered prayer. Thank you. You're going directly within. Source, give me an exodus strategy out of this. Just give me an exodus strategy. Let them cut me off. Let them stop talking to me. Let me hear about some gossip where I can say, you know what? I'm not even responding to it. I heard everything I needed to hear. But I'm telling you, it's through this reading. It could be other people's reading. Some Source has been trying to get messages through to you about your money. 8 different ways about how to release some energies from your life so that you can transform to having a financially independent life. Here we have the 10 of Cups. We also have the Knight of Wands. We also have the Queen of Pentacles. They may have already gone in and ruined some relationship with your kids. So Source is saying learn how to nurture your own. That's what this King of Wands, like being king of your emotions. Once Source gives you an exodus strategy out of it, you don't need to say anything else, because your default is sending, like your divine masculine signs are sending. So you don't need to send out a scathing message. You just need to leave that bridge burn and just move on with your life. Here we also have the Knight of Wands. So Source is saying get away from any negative thoughts about it. Like, it's sometimes it's just accepting it is what it is. It's a big hard pill to swallow that somebody could have been sleeping with the enemy, or it's a big hard pill to swallow to know that somebody that you love, that you're related to, could be that jealous of you, to this deep, dark, they're trying to ruin your life type of jealousy. So it's saying get away from those types of people. Like, there's so many more people on this planet that can inspire you, that's genuinely happy for you. Here we also have the Queen of Pentacles. So what somebody realizes that every space that you're in, you actually multiply the value of that place. Like, you are an asset to every organization you step into, not a liability. So the first time you see that jealousy, that spirit of that jealousy, again, even if it's with another Aries, if you see jealousy, run, get as far. You don't have to blowtorch for blowtorch. I seen everything I needed to see. Let me go calm down near some water. Let me take a spiritual shower and spiritual bath. While I'm doing all of that, drinking water and sitting down processing it, because you received messages. You're in receiving mode right now while you're listening to this video. You're receiving messages. So what are you going to do with it? What action are you going to take? The moon is in your sign. It's in Aries. You don't need to get burned out about it at all. God, give me an exodus strategy out of this. And then watch how source, and then be in receiving mode and see how source closes it out for you. Give me an Exodus strategy. I'm ready to receive an Exodus strategy. You're dealing with somebody who is in their spiritual warfare. Here we have the Five of Wands. You're dealing with some energies who's going through their own spiritual warfare. Their own spiritual warfare. Here we have the Two of Pentacles and also the Three of Pentacles. So Source is trying to get you to learn how to be in receiving mode of the perfect job for you. You know, information about, you know, how to increase your wealth. So if they mad and they're jealous, they might as well go buy a super mad and a super jealous cape, because the money is not going to stop rolling in. You just have to make room for it, and they are the sacrifice. You can have compassion for them, but you better get away from them, because you're dealing with energies that number 8 is out of alignment. That's a hard, I'm telling you, it's a hard pill for some people to swallow, that as much as you keep trying to pour into people, Aries, they just don't see it for themselves. You can tell them, hey, you're great at this, you're great at that, you should try this, you should try that, and they still don't see it for themselves. So their only mission after that is to pour you down to their frequency, because until they see their own purpose, they don't want you to see they don't want you to see yours. So Source is saying, see how this person has, it's like a slight incline. It's not going to take you far to get away from them. I feel like somebody has known what their life purpose was since they were an early teenager. Like somebody latched on to something, which is not uncommon for you all, Aries. Somebody has learned what their purpose was very early in life, right? Something that probably reduces to the number 8. When I say reduce, I mean like when you add the numbers up, it reduces to a single digit. Like 1 plus 7. Like you may have known what your purpose was at the number 8, or when you were 8 years old, or like you may have, something could have like struck something in you at the number, you became passionate about something at the number 8, but you may have found your purpose like, when I grow up I will do this, at 17, or like at 26, you know, stuff started, like money started really coming in for you or something like that. And for them, because they're still trying to figure out what their purpose is here, you'd be surprised at, this has nothing to do with age, you'd be surprised at the people who still don't know why they're here on earth. So they roam the earth like you hear about in the book of Job, like the devil. They literally roam the earth. Their spirit roams the earth. They're trying to figure out what their purpose is. And they're ruining people and relationships. But somebody has their sights locked in on you. Here we have the Page of Swords. Your anxiety is not going to last too much longer, because somebody either going to be this moon in Aries that we're in right now is giving somebody the fire that they need to initiate change. Allowing, right? So radical acceptance. Like I said, once you accept it for what it is, so radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment so that what's needed can come next. So you're accepting that this is somebody's reality, that they don't know what their purpose is. That's where the compassion is going to come in. But if you're compassionate enough to keep them in your universe, then they're not going to stop. They are not going to stop until they ruin you. They're not. So it's not necessarily you've heard of people dying of a broken heart, or just like, broken heart could be because everybody has left them. That would satisfy them. Like, that would satisfy them if your kids stop speaking to you, or your marriage isn't working, or you become a widow or widower, or your life is in shambles. Then for them, it's like misery loves company, and they're such in a miserable state. They're in such a miserable state. It's really, really sad. It's really, really sad. But a person is a Scorpio. And it's not a high vibrating Scorpio. High vibrating Scorpio, I can speak just as highly of any zodiac sign at your highest frequency. But this is somebody who is very low vibrational. This is something who's very low vibrational. So if you feel like certain parts of your body is hurting, like if you can think like this, your head is hurting. Like see how they have this person upside down. So if your head is hurting, like all of a sudden you start getting headaches around them, and you may, if they're a family member, you may have gotten headaches when you were younger, right? Or your neck starts hurting, like you say, like feel that pain up in your head and your neck area, or your shoulders, that kind of area. That's what they're wishing. Like they're wishing something with like, you would lose your mind, or you would lose your balance, or so. You'd be surprised at how wicked people can be when they don't know what their purpose is. They don't know why they're here on earth. They don't know how they can, better mankind with all the wisdom and knowledge and gifts that they have. They think that their time is past. They're too this and too that. They're not enough this and not enough that. They're so busy speaking about what they're not that they don't even see that source sent you across their path to inspire them. But again, you're dealing with somebody who is just arrogant. You're dealing with arrogant spirits. So here we have Goddess 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. So this is a pivotal point in somebody's life. That number 5 is a pivotal point. Are you going back into their wilderness and allowing them, like you're on their turf? When you talk about emotions, if you're crying in front of them or expressing anger or any kind of emotion whatsoever, Source is saying they got you because you're now in their element. You're now in their element. And so this is where you got to make sure that solar plexus chakra is in alignment, where that solar plexus is the I will and I act. I will get away from this energy. I will take action, right? So because this is Source is saying to you that you are a goddess. So make sure to feel it in your bones, Aries, for you are what you believe. Because I'm telling you, you in a high vibrating Scorpio, because both of y'all are ruled by Mars, and if your energy is in the right place and you're like team together, can make a lot of money together. But you dealing with a low vibrating one that doesn't know what their purpose is for you, because y'all share that same planet. Mars is the planet of assertion and action, but it's also the planet of fighting spirit. It's also the planet of competition. So they see, somebody sees you as competition because their water is so toxic, their emotions are so toxic, and you may even know some of the things that happen to them as to why they're as toxic as, but you have no control over them flushing out those toxins in their water. So I guarantee you that somebody told you a long time ago to stay as far away from them. I already know that looking at the car. Somebody told you stay away from them. You've seen how they operate in other people when they're in that vindictive state. Somebody showed you, so here we have create art. 1 plus 7 is 8. There's 8 again. So it's just saying you're dealing with somebody who, you could be an artist. They could also be an artist. But if y'all don't see each other as competition or some kind of art, like interior design art, you could be a singer, an actor. You know what art is, right? Like feminine energy, right? And I'm talking to men and women, but you're using your art in some way, like a painter, singer, writer, author, whatever. You're using your art to actually better mankind. You have a clear focus, and they don't. So it's a time for healing. It's a time for healing. Whatever healing looks like for you, it's a time for healing. But somebody needs to get near water and sit down and talk to Source. Like, give me an exodus strategy out of this. I've tried to, empower this person. I've tried, or people, whoever. I've tried to, because it'll mess up everything. Here we have Sun God, 40. Come all, come now, expand into the skies and into the shadows below. Yeah, all these bees. They see, so bees, when you see bees, right? So when you see bees, right? Bees symbolize a lot of wonderful things, like they symbolize focus and dedication and hard work and teamwork and generosity, prosperity, fertility. They see all that all over you. They see that you're operating in your sunlight, right? They know that Source is moving through you, in you, and moving all through you, right? And so they want that same feeling. They want that same warmth. They want that same cheerful energy that you bring. But because they don't see it in themselves, it's like being around a person that they would burn down a whole house. They'll burn up everybody's universe until they can get what they want, and then come out looking like Mr. or Miss Innocent And if you try to remind them that you ruined all kinds of relationships, you don't even remember what you did. They're like, oh, I did all of that. Well, everybody has to evolve. Everybody has to, everybody has to go. They want you to quickly forgive them for almost ruining you. Get away from them. This message keeps coming through so strong, and it's really it's coming through your sign and another sign. It's coming through really, really, really strong. So source is saying to you, just go ahead and cut your losses and move on. 5-5, I am evolving. Substantial changes in your future. Embrace the change. A need to overcome your insecurities and let go of your fears. Because that is an emotion too. And if you're scared of something, they can pick right up on it. They're too smart. I mean, I'm telling you, they are brilliant when it comes to emotions. That's really an understatement. I'm talking about, so they can read rooms very, very well. They can pick up on emotions very, very well. And people think that they are master manipulators, but they're wired to, they're emotionally the smartest sign in the zodiac. So if you got a good one on your team, somebody who doesn't see you as competition, y'all can make a lot of money together. But if you got somebody who is against you and they see that their Mars is out of alignment, they're on the dark side of that planet, oh my gosh. You're going to need source to get you out of it. You're going to need source. Source, just give me an exodus strategy. Let them stop talking to me. Let them cut me off. Let them hate me to a point where they don't want to have anything else to do with me, period. Let them move on to somebody. Let them move on to anybody. Just away from me. Just get as far away from me. So now that you know, joy, affirmations for joy. I was created for a purpose. Great things happen to me each day. My very presence is a blessing. I believe in myself. Joy is a choice and I choose joy. Greater is coming. I am enough. That's right. That is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me, Aries, and I will see you all on Motivational Monday. So yes, let's get ready for 8/8, which is the it kicks off the last quarter moon phase in Taurus. We are not talking about any Taurus that you know. Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of love and pleasure, art, music, aesthetics, basically in living your absolute best life. Venus, right? It could, but also if it's out of alignment, it could be chaotic and confusing. And so source is saying, as you move towards this portal being open 8/8, on the 8th of August, then on the 17th of August, and then also the 26th of August, source is going to keep making it clear, crystal clear to you who is yoked with you, equally yoked, but also who is unequally yoked in all of your relationships, platonic, romantic, whatever. A professional is going to show you who is equally yoked and who is unequally yoked with you, right? So this is just one message. So that's what I have for you, Aries. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you all on Motivational Monday. Bye.